Well, bikes have been around for 200 years this year, so it's the bicentenary of the invention of the bicycle. In 1817, Baron von Drais invented this amazing running machine. It's like a bicycle that we know of today, but it didn't have pedals and didn't have cranks. And you just rode on it, striding your legs backwards and forwards, running along. It was pretty hard work, but it was enormously popular. People just loved the idea of having a personal form of transport. The normal form of transport was in a horse-drawn vehicle or on a horse. If you think about a horse needs a lot of looking after, shoeing, feeding, putting in a stable, brushing down. A bicycle, you just lean it against a fence and walk away. The penny farthing sort of followed on from the velocipede, and that was the first bicycle which had pedals and a crank, and the pedals and crank were attached to the axle of the front wheel, and people found they couldn't really go very fast. So they found that if they made the wheel bigger and bigger, they could go further and faster with less energy expended. So the wheels got so big that they ended up being 1.5 metres in diameter, and so they look so ungainly. But today, to us, the penny farthing is such a well-known bicycle, even though it only lasted for 15 years. There also was the farthing penny. I mean, a lot of people didn't realise this, but that had a little wheel at the front and a big wheel at the back. And this was patented in America in 1881. It was called the American Star, and it was to try and make penny farthings a little bit more safer to ride. Well, the penny farthing finished in about 1885 when you had the first rear-wheel driven chained bike. So rather than having the pedals attached to the front wheel, we had the pedals in the standard position, and this was actually called the safety bike, whereas the penny farthing was actually called an ordinary bike. So we went from the ordinary to the safety. And the safety is pretty much the bicycle we know today with the two equally sized wheels, and it was obviously a lot safer. So everybody could ride. For women, it meant that they had incredible mobility and independence that they didn't have before.